So, Steam's been cracking down on
Steam
lately,
Atomic.
cracking down on games with nudity, quote unquote sexy games lately,
Sexy.
in a continually confusing, continually confusing their rules for the ability, regarding games with nudity, games incorporating sex. So it was brought to our attention a few days ago that a few companies have been told that they need to patch or censor or remove certain scenes from their games or have them removed from the store by Steam by the end of the month. A couple of these games are fairly well known or fairly popular.
Mainly visual novels and dating sims. Looks like Honeypot, makers of dating
Honeypot.
Honeypot.
Honeypot is a puzzle game with visual dating sim elements in it, and I've played that one, and I can talk about that a little bit more. The other ones that have been mentioned are more visual novel based. The one that I wanted to bring up, let me just find the name on that one real quick. It is right here.
So what Honeypot tweeted that they received an email from Valve saying the game violates the rules and guidelines for pornographic content on Steam, and will be removed from the store unless the game is updated to remove said content. So they stated that it had pornographic content. Does that game have pornographic content?
Mildly. We'll get there.
Okay.
So, Honeypop is a puzzle game it's a fun puzzle game too. Has pornographic content. Drawn pornographic content. Basically, you date women, you have to buy them some gifts, go on a couple of dates. The dates play out as puzzle games, action puzzle games.
That's like dating. It's a puzzle.
It's fun. And then at the end, you get a couple of, as you go on, you get a couple of more risque pictures of them in like lingerie, or they have, their bra off or whatever. And then at the end, there's like a couple pictures that are a sex scene. It's pretty standard vanilla stuff. And if I recall correctly, it's censored when it doesn't show anything from the waist down when you buy it on Steam. It just shows.
So it's not pornographic.
It just shows toplessness.
It's just nudity.
Yes,
nudity is not pornography.
Right. Well, you can uncensor it with a patch.
Okay.
But that's always been known, and the patch has to be got off Steam.
You buy it separately?
No, you don't buy it. They give it away for free, and it has to be. You find it outside of Steam.
Oh, okay. And you go back in and patch it. Okay.
And you go back in and you patch it, and even then, it's pretty mild stuff.
It's like the coffee thing.
It's pretty mild, and it's just still images.
Okay.
So another one, Kindred Spirits, which I've only heard about, is a more of a visual novel one, and that one has nudity.
Okay.
But it requires quite a bit of work to get there.
Okay.
And it's more of a visual novel from what I've read about friendship, that sort of thing.
Friendship with boobies.
I believe it's, girls at a school, they get along, they talk. Once again, it's a fairly mild one. So,
This pirate adventure mutiny. According to them, Steam will be pulling their game in 2 weeks for reports of pornographic content. They claim that they had been one of the strictest developers in terms of following Steam's guidelines.
Yep.
And absolutely nothing in Mutiny, which is a sexy pirate adventure, nothing violates the guidelines. They also say that their publishers, Manga Gamer, met with Valve before the game's release and were told their content was fine on Steam.
So this is another instance where that one has nudity, nothing else is shown. You can patch it off-site if you want to after you buy it.
Okay.
But they worked hand in hand with Steam to make sure that everything was kosher. So did whoever created Honeypop, I can't remember the name. And that game got a lot of press around the time it got released because it's actually a fucking fun game. I mean, that's why fucking fun. Anyways, that's why I had it. And then this Kindred Spirits one I've only heard about. So you look at these, and these are getting crap. And like I said, it's nudity or suggestive. And when you unpatch it, some of them definitely show more. These need to be taken down, yet you have games like The Witcher on there.
There's a major AAA release. Definitely, far more suggestive sex scenes, animated.
and I believe toplessness, but once again, it doesn't show anything below the waist. And these don't have issues, but these sorts of games do. And what it comes down to is people are beginning to think that if it's anime or anime in style, that's what's kind of getting these flagged. There seems to be some sort of bias going on between either developers that don't have money to do something about this and developers that do, like AAA games, or it's in the style, anime or hand-drawn versus, Western style and 3D models. But there definitely seems to be a double standard of some sort going on here.
So this goes back to, let's see, the U.S.-based anti-porn advocacy group, this is from PCGamesN.com, has claimed credit for Valve's move to censor visual novels. The National Center on Sexual Exploitation, formerly known as Morality in Media, posted a press release Friday saying Valve's move came after a 2-year campaign by the center to pressure Valve into removing sexually exploitative content from Steam. Exploitative. They had placed Valve on their 2018 Dirty Dozen list and orchestrated an intensive social media campaign that began May 10th and encouraged users to tweet directly at Valve and Steam. Do you think that had anything to do with this? Because Valve can be like, fuck off. Because they're not buying the games. This Morality and Media Group, was that like the ones that went after WWE like 20 years ago? Probably something similar. The parent-teacher fucking group.
I don't know, but if they do,
hungry,
it's upsetting. Because then I think it really is they're just going for image, which I think you hear about pornographic games on the internet these days, and immediately people think dating sims, they think the anime art style. They go, okay, well, we'll cut down these ones that are well known or that are easily findable, and then they're not going to think about the fact that that there's sex in all sorts of modern AAA games.
Well, it says, according to this, on a separate page, distinct from their Steam campaign, the NCOSE, National Center on Sexual Exploitation, lists big budget titles like Witcher 3 and Mass Effect Andromeda as also being sexually exploitative. Okay, people. We stop policing fucking media. We fucking stop it.
Yeah.
And not just that, Valve, I'm disappointed if you kowtow to these people that won't affect fucking sales at all. Let them just yell into a void. Like this happens when there's always backlash against someone who says something or did whatever. It's people that are yelling about that have no intention of ever buying or doing business with you. Let them just yell into the void and it'll go away.
Yeah. You're not losing customers. These are people who weren't going to shop with you anyway.
Now you're losing sales from these games, which I guess if you're Steam, you don't care. You sales no matter what. But I don't get it. If the game's describing what's in the, if the description says this is for adults only or mature and this is what's in the game, then there shouldn't be an issue with it. I don't get it. Yeah. Let's hear something else going on here. If you have rules, enforce them across the board and let developers know what's up, because there's some of these developers, they can get crippled by this.
Yeah.
They'll be crippled because either their sales will be gone, or maybe what if they have a game in development ready to go out in a couple months? All of a sudden, okay, we can't put boobies in anymore. You can pass judgment on whether or not you think you want to play a game with boobies. There's a market for it either way. There's a market for it, and if it was allowed before, why isn't it allowed now for some games having boobs and some? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's the thing. It's all or nothing.
Either way, breasts is not pornography. Pornography is sexual acts.
Yeah, toplessness is toplessness.
Yeah, so either way, that's weird. I'm having my RX bar right now. So, yeah, it's just a weird situation. I mean, I was at PAX East and I was looking at some games that were like, yo, they're sexually suggestive or whatever. I'm like, they're going to get in trouble now just because of that? Necco Works, makers of Tropical Liquor, say we've been informed that adult content in Tropical Liquor must be censored by the end of the month or the game will be removed from Steam. To which Honey Pot replied, it's an anime titty holocaust. There you have it. Well, hopefully Valve does the right thing. This one article on PC Gamer said they kind of walked it back a little bit on the visual magazine games or visual novels, whatever. Well, who knows? I just think it's weird that all of a sudden this becomes a thing, and these games have been on there for years.
Well, it becomes a thing every few years, and then usually nothing really happens, but who knows?
So, all right. Well, best of luck to Honeypot and Loopysoft and everyone else getting into trouble there.